Hello, this is Faye Marvin for Exposed. Tonight you're going to hear secret recordings of Arthur Fleeber, controversial Hollywood director, about his life and influences and the controversy of surrounding his new film right behind me. So join us.
So like I was telling you, Clark, I'm gonna have to make a new film, but I can't decide what it's gonna be. But let me tell you my life story, and I've actually filmed it. Let me show it to you. Here it goes. Yeah, I was born in New York City in an area called Little Sheboygan. So yeah, in Little Sheboygan, my father made sweaters for up-and-coming jugglers, stunt pilots, and sometimes, even cowboys. So I knew I was gonna make sweaters, and I knew I needed to head over to Hollywood, so I did. So yeah, eventually I made it to Hollywood in 1951. Now everyone thinks I look young. Well, I may have made a pact with the devil. But anyway, I got to Hollywood and I started diving, doing a diving show with Kellogg's diving show extravaganza. And, I dived with my partner, Betty Truman, no relation to the president. And I was putzing around in the pool and, hanging around, being in underwater films when, I got a job with Nelson Films and started doing westerns, B-movies, really, B-westerns. But that was my introduction to, Tinseltown in Hollywood. So eventually, that led to directing for Nelson and, the rest is history. So yeah, I got my start in, Nelson's Westerns, and that's actually me clicking the scene in. And this is actually a film called Wagons Ahoy. Anyway, working at Nelson's made me see how a film was directed, and, all that goes into it. And I got to travel to Arizona and other places, but this was my start. So, I kept acting in these westerns also, and eventually, I became friends with one of the stars, Vivian Gish, and so, Viv gave me some pointers, and actually she introduced me to some people, and we started hanging around at the Beverly Hills Hotel. So hanging out at the Beverly Hills Hotel and introduced me to, a bunch of people, Lucille Ball, and, Truman Underhill, so he got me started directing. And so I got directing, but, then Lucille Ball introduced me to, her husband, and that led to other stuff. So one day I'm playing tennis with, Dusty Bottoms, and he says, hey, you gotta meet my friend Truman Underhill. I go, Truman Underhill, the big producer? He's like, yeah, Truman Underhill. So anyway, I meet Truman. He says, hey, I want you to direct this movie called Aliens. It's an alien, and there's some crew, and they get killed by the aliens, and then the crew eat the alien, but then the alien explodes out of their stomachs or something like that, or their brain. So I directed it. It's like a thriller, kind of a film noir. Space Odyssey. This is 1969, and that led to, Aliens led to Space Attack, which became my kind of my bread and butter TV show at the time. So Space Attack was great. So Space Attack, that's kind of what kind of made me famous in Hollywood. I kind of burst into the scene after doing the B-westerns and acting and hanging out at Beverly Hills Hotel, etc. All that junk, jazz, whatever. So anyway, we, Truman Underhill got me to direct it, and we got the networks to run the show, the first pilot, and then it got picked up. But we needed a star to play Captain Zodiac, in charge of the Earth Defense Patrol. So we initially wanted Elvis, but Elvis is doing tours or whatever. He'd been in the army. He was, doing his thing. I don't know. It would have been great, but we got Bob Denver because he was, on hiatus from Gilligan's Island, and he, had done Dobie Gillis, which I liked. or the many levels of ridiculous. So anyway, we're trying to get Denver to join us, and he does, and he plays Captain Zodiac for a number of years, and it's cutting edge stuff, and then Kubrick came out with his Space Odyssey, and but anyways, space bingo, space party. There's so many space stuff coming out in the 60s and Vietnam, and who cares? I just realized I don't like ducks, so I made a point that I was never going to hire any duck actors because I don't like ducks. Well, I really don't like people, and like I said before, I may have made a pact with the devil, but who cares, right? So anyway, we did like 5 seasons of Space Attack, and Captain Zodiac, excuse me, becomes household name. Bob Denver's on the Cheerios cereal boxes. Captain Zodiac this, Captain Zodiac that, the space dolls, the toys, the ships, the Captain Zodiac T-shirts, the helmets, the Halloween masks, the costumes. I mean, Captain Zodiac was huge, so I made a lot of money, bought a home in Beverly Hills, and dropped, people that I was hanging out with, like Vivian Gish, I mean, we were friends. I mean, we shared a kiss in the veranda once. That was about it, and I got rid of the Three Amigos, I didn't want to work with them no more. I mean, we did stuff at Nelson Films, but, anyway. So, and Flugelman, who ran Flugelman Studios, he putts, I just dropped him too, because, I started doing my own, like, Fleeber's studios, and we were huge, and I still, hung out with Desi and Lucy Arnaz, because you gotta be with the high profile Hollywood power couples, So anyway, we got to do all kinds of stuff, and I started, like drinking tequila, which was, a lot to do back then. So anyway, just did a little bit of everything, but I decided it was time to go back to Little Sheboygan in New York City, hang out with the old crowd, my old family. I told you my dad was a sweater maker, but, my mom sewed like the wind. She sewed little pouches to carry your cannoli. So anyway, I went back to New York City, and, I'll stop there.
Hello, viewers. This is Faye Marvin again from Exposed, and tomorrow we will continue a look at Fleeber, the controversial director's life and his relationship with New York leprechaun Tony the Leprechaun Mantusa. Tune in. Good night.